He is presently the Executive Director of State Health System Resource Center for Rajasthan. And earlier he was the Director of the State Institute of Health and Family Welfare. And he is basically earlier Professor of Community Medicine and long years of research. And I'm happy to say that we both were, I think, AAAH, Asia Pacific Alliance in Bali last month for a presentation. He has presented one paper there. Well, next let me invite Sarika Chaturvedi. She is also medical profession, Ayurveda doctor, and she has worked quite long years in rural Maharashtra, and her focus is in quality of human resources for health, and she currently works with the Foundation of Research in Community Health, Pune. The third speaker, Krishna Rao, he is another colleague of ours from Delhi. Please, Krishna. He is with the Public Health Foundation of India. And you will be surprised, he was also there in Bali with me. So it is a strange coincidence, Deva, you have picked up, I think. He has been looking after health economics, financing, and human resources, and health systems also, basically. So next we have Haldar Mato, please. He's an MSc Social Policy with an MBA in Rural Management. So you can see the diversity of the panelists here you have. He has 17 years of experience in various development programs. He is presently a team leader in PHRN. And then we have Dharmendra Panwar, please. He's a postgraduate in community medicine. He has got 13 years of experience in MCH and other core areas. And he has got collaborative projects in RCH, and he currently works as a senior technical advisor with IntraHealth International. Welcome. I'm very happy we have an elegant panelist here. Well, I think I'll get going with my presentation right now. Well, it has been a long day for me. I think I should apologize if there are certain in my presentation, because I came back from Nairobi, landed morning 6 o'clock. And it is tough for me after 16 years of travel. And why I'm mentioning this is not about my travel. I'm very happy Dr. Naik is here from Orissa. He knows that Kenyan team led by Health Minister from Kenya visited India last year with a big delegation, and we took them to Orissa to show how our ASHA, most of you know ASHA, and Orissa has been really the flagship of ASHA program. They have done wonderful, so we took them there. The Kenyan government is so impressed with our health worker scheme. They are replicating the scheme in Kenya. And not only in Kenya, I should mention here another 4 countries, Malawi, Ghana, Uganda, and whole belt. They are replicating the scheme, and they have wanted me to come and explain the whole processes for these 5 countries, so that is why I had to be there. I'm sorry I'm interrupting with those things, but I think we all should share the Indian examples in human resources health are very seriously taken even abroad. Well, I don't want to spend much time introducing. You all know HRH is the critical factor for healthcare, whether it is accessibility or equity or quality. My intention is, I have been assigned to say about the status of the human resources for health. So I have to take you a little bit historical also, and where we are now with that. See, we all had so many committees over the years, and every committee over the years have said, you have to do this, you have to do this for human resources for health. But how much we have done, literally, that is a question mark. I am not saying about the public health sector or government sector. See, we are talking about as a country. Well, the last one being in 2007, a task force was constituted. They also submitted a report on human resources health planning, basically. And in this, I think our session basically is on the policy development. Policies are based on so many existing facts in various sectors, and then it is implemented. Well, I don't want to take too long on this also. We have human resources means lot of categories, diversity of professions, professionals, technicians, auxiliaries, public health specialists, but again, managerial. That is where we have left always. That is policy makers, administrators. We never, as a doctor, I never bothered about the policy maker throughout earlier years. And human resources in health is unique. We don't work as an individual in any setting. We work as a team, whether it is any clinical specialty or in a primary health center setup or anywhere. And human resources are the one who are determining what service we will provide in that particular facility, whether it is a private sector or corporate sector, anywhere. And when, where, how, to what extent they can provide. And what is their priority? So of late we have been witnessing a lot of challenges because of the growing demand and so many other issues. What is the diversity? We have at the top or bottom, whatever you say, rigorously trained specialists, super specialists, then we have general duty doctors, we have physiotherapists, occupational therapists, variety of people. But can we meet all these requirements? We have been trying to do this. Well, if you talk about public health, where we are now more concerned in the government of India, or across the, see, auxiliary nurse, A&M, and health worker male. See, if you take health worker male, many of us know that it is a dying cadre. I have been told by the state secretaries, it is a dying cadre, don't do anything. But again, if you go into the grassroots, A&M level or sub-center level, the A&M is unable to work in a village because there is no male worker to take care of the disease control program. So how are we going to deal this problem? I am happy to tell you, don't think that I am telling the government side of the story, but we should know what is happening good also. So actually now under National Rural Health Mission, 960 crores have been allocated for all the states to have the additional 53,000 health worker male. And it has been a Herculean task. It has been cleared 3 months back. And so that we will revitalize the sub-center management. See, why I am going into these issues is because generally we talk about the doctors. We talk about only specialists. But there are so many other categories we cannot neglect. Well, human resources issues, if you take it, you have got the numerical adequacy. We have been struggling over the years, decades. Now the managerial issues, the skill mixes, the capacity building, and then the performance comes. So all these issues have to be dealt. For the first time in India, the census 2001 gives us how many health workers are there. It may be wrong, erroneous little, but that is the first time census data includes what is your profession and how many are there. So we had a glimpse. So we know now how many percentage of doctors are there among the total human resources, 31%. So nurses, only 25%, that gives us. But normally we should have 1:3 ratio, at least. But we don't have. See, we are talking about provision of these human resources across all the sectors, government, private, NGO, everything. This is census data. And now where do we stand? As per the registrations of the councils, we have almost 8 lakhs of doctors, 10 lakhs of nurses, midwives about 6 lakhs, pharmacists 6.8 lakhs. The pharmacists, we are relatively very good across the country. Even the states like Bihar, everywhere we don't have shortage of pharmacists right now, very marginal. Well, where do we stand globally if you take India? We have 0.6. for 10,000 population. Nurses and midwives together we have 1.3 only. But if you take a country like Cuba, how much they have? Almost 6. So this is where we have shortage, numerical shortage. That is why we face a lot of problems. But we have under National Rural Health Mission, we do all these things. We have been, the green ones are the present by 2009. But the blues, that is where we have to reach. How are we going to reach? So a lot of actions have been taken in this regard. But you see, even the facilities, sub-centers, PHCs, CHCs, we started in 1951 planning these facilities. But how much it has happened? Plateau till almost 1981, 3 decades. Then suddenly we pushed. Then suddenly again plateau. Now again we are in that stage where we have to improve. But I firmly, personally believe the progress has been made whenever there is a HR availability. Whenever there is no HR availability, the stagnant plateau comes. Well, right now, many of you must have heard about Indian Public Health Standards, where every facility is given how many human resources should be available. If you take that into consideration, for the existing facilities, we require 53,354 doctors for the sub-PHCs and CHCs alone. And we have a shortfall of 28,000. So how are we going to get? Any category if you take, that is the situation. But this, I just wanted to show HR availability, how it gives an impact on the outcomes, healthcare outcomes. UP with 13 HR on the left side. And you see the right side. The south is relatively much better. We fare better. You see, the Madhya Pradesh with 16. But everywhere, the HR availability, it means higher level of immunization, that the blue line going up. And inversely, your SRS data of the IMR. You see, this is straight relevance. Many of you may be aware, but I thought just refresh your memories. I don't want to go into details, but just only one thing I would like to say is human resources, how many we require means we should have the population base, we should have beds, how many are available. But the third row is interesting. Quality, perceived to be good. Very often we think that our human resources are not performing. No, they have been performing, and that is what it gives. Well, it has got a direct. If somebody is interested, I can always give it. But even if you go within the states, within the state, if you take where we are sitting, serial number 7, Karnataka, if you have got the lowest level and the highest level performance in immunization, even that is there within. So, why? Now if you take the light blue bars, and that is how much percentage people said the quality, that is. Now the dotted line, personnel available. If you really take it, even in state like Bihar, only 21% are not available at the work spot during working hours. This is the perception of the women who are visiting regularly to the facility. So let us not write off, let us give the credit to the 79% even in Bihar. Well, see, we have done a lot of thing in this. Basically, districts, if you, institutional deliveries if you take, out of the 643 districts, 485 districts are performing less than 80% institutional deliveries. It means 20% are not even coming to our facilities. Why it is happening? You take everything. Still we have got 53 districts with leprosy all over India. Why is it happening? This I will go through. Every state has got an issue. Lot of states. The only thing I would say successful story about human resources will be the family planning side. That is good. Very few.